Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. In today's video, I want to discuss the legacy and the location of Kobe Bean Bryant within the pantheon of the greatest players of all time. A lot of commentary about Kobe, especially very recently in the last several years, post his retirement and posthumously in his passing. He has seemingly moved up the greatest players of all time list. And I think I kind of understand why, and I think I know some of the factors that may be in play. I'm not saying this is going to be the same reasons that everybody else has, but I've admired his career from afar. I was a big LeBron fan for a long time as a Cleveland native. I'm still a pretty big LeBron fan, just from the basketball standpoint. Some of the other things I don't much care for. And the same thing about Kobe when he was a player, exactly the same thing. Always admired him from afar, could appreciate the game, but didn't like some of the other things. But I think for Kobe, in his posthumous rankings as an NBA great, some things have happened. Just look at the trajectory of his career. His career had phases, segments where he was, they call him the second best player on their team. They call him, the Robin to Shaq's Batman. Won 3 championships. And then he seemingly became the primary, right, the Batman, and then won 2 championships with an opportunity to win 3, failing in that trial, but he did win 2 out of 3, with 3 straight trips to the finals. And then the last part of his career, which was just riddled with pretty severe injuries, but his mentality and what he did to try to compete, his fierceness as a competitor, is what sets him apart from a lot of players, what makes him different, and what makes him unique, and his identity in the pantheon of the greats. Kobe, in his early years, embraced the villain role. He was perfectly comfortable as a villain. He used it as fuel. It drove him to become great. It was part of that motivation, proving people wrong. The energy they were giving him with vitriol and hate, it fueled him, it propelled him. That was something that's unique about Kobe, right? Very, and this is where I think a lot of the MJ comparisons come from. It's things like that, right? The fierce competitive nature, the undying, unwavering dedication to winning. Winning is the ultimate goal of success, the ultimate achievement. That's all he cared about. And embracing the villain role and allowing it to fuel him to greatness. And then, like, after Shaq, there were some really low years where they missed the playoffs, and I think some of that drove him too. And then some personal things happening in his life, and a story of redemption, becoming a better person in that last half of his career, becoming a better teammate, trusting teammates, finding success and peace within himself, maybe not being the villain anymore, people actually loving him, right? Not just venom being spewed his way. And it's that line of his career that I think people started to kind of see. And then what he did at the end of his career and how he went down with his shield as a really just fighting as a warrior to try to play and compete, tearing the Achilles and coming back, and then 60 points in his final game. And it's just all of those things that embody his character. And then after his career, doing and the philanthropy, the humanitarian side, his willingness to open up and be honest, the transparency, declaring and mentoring and helping people, his character development as a person along with the player, it's so unique and refreshing to see how that played out. Some players don't do this. Some players don't have this timeline like Kobe did. Really sadly the way he passed, but the way he was living his life. Kobe he's an indication of when really, really hard work with mentality, when everything comes together in a package and gets the opportunity to shine and reach achievement. He was you could see him when he celebrated achievement. It was very intense. It was very emotional. A lot of people are, in that moment, and you bask in the glory. It really did look different for him. It did. It seemed like magnified, right? Because of those personal things in his life, family and all those things. I'm looking forward to a day where maybe in a situation it could play out for LeBron. You know, maybe the rest of his career he takes a similar approach. I think a lot of what he does is very different than the way that Kobe approached the end of his career. I don't think LeBron ever really accepted the villain role when he had it, when it was given to him or that presented itself in Miami. I also don't think that everybody appreciates some of the things that LeBron does media-wise. You know, trying to tell people what they should think and trying to tell people what good basketball is. Some of those things are just tasteless, shameless, and they can be rectified. Like, things can change, but the mindset of some players, you have to let go of trying to control everything that's said about you. Kobe let his game speak for itself. He let the winning speak for itself. That character arc is like a movie for Kobe Bean Bryant. This is why people love and adore him posthumously, after his career, post-retirement, even after he's left us. This guy continues to get lifted. His legacy continues to ascend because of who he became and even what he was. Not a perfect career. Others had greater careers, but a tremendous story and a tremendous person who had the mindset, had the mentality, and was always comfortable within himself. People saw that, people appreciated it, and came around to it, like myself, who hated him early. But I know what I saw at the end, and I saw that development over time. Kobe was special. The greatest players are always special. But he was always comfortable in himself. He was always secure in his abilities and what he could do. I'm really hoping that some great players who are finding this very difficult to accept kind of learn and understand that, so that way when they retire, their legacies can be lifted up, just like Kobe Bean Bryant.